Good morning, traders. So I want to take a quick look at a trade that I put on maybe about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Adjusted it last week, and I want to take a look at how this compares, kind of what went into opening the trade, and I'm going to put that video up at the top corner here so that you can see the opening of that trade when I did it, actually the adjustment of the trade when I did it. But I just want to kind of do a little bit of a recap on that trade right now, and that is a trade in Mara. At the time I made the trade, I didn't even know what Mara was. All I did was I was looking at the technical aspects of this trade. Now, this is a bar chart with daily bars. Mara came and broke out to new highs right here on December 18th. Now, I did not get involved in a trade at that point, but this thing skyrocketed all the way up to here. Now, I did not know that this was a crypto-related stock. I'm not a crypto trader, but I looked at the technicals of the stock. So when it pulled back to here, my premise at the original opening of this bullish trade was that, if we're pulling all the way back into here, there's pretty good support in that general range. I might look at doing a bullish trade on this, which I did. So I did a bullish trade. Then over the next few days, the market came all the way up into here. It had 1, 2, 3 days in a row where it was kind of topping out around the 27 mark. At that point, I said, you know what? I feel like I can add a call spread to the top of this. I feel like I have less risk in this trade now to the upper side than I do to the downside. My expectation was that if something were to happen on this, it would more likely be to retrace back down into this general area, which of course it has done over the past few days. So I want to kind of take a look at the progression of this trade over that period of time. So if I come in and I look at my saved trades here, I can see Mara, when I opened it, I opened up a bull call spread. And let me just enlarge my range here. And the stock, again, was trading right around this, I think it was around the 23, 24 range when I opened it. My premise was that, again, I was looking to be bullish, so I was looking for the stock to run up into here, which it did. It didn't go real high, but I think if we come back and look at this, it came up to around 29. So, it did get up into this range up here. Now, around that time, again, this goes back about a week ago now. Around that time, I was looking at this, again, saying, I just don't know that we're going to go much higher in this thing, and we could very easily pull back. So I wanted to take out this downside risk. I did not want this to retrace to where I was going to lose the trade to the downside. In fact, my goal was to adjust this trade in a way where I was taking on new upside risk, and I was bringing in enough income on that upside risk that income I was bringing in would remove any downside risk. So that was my goal in that trade. So that's when I ended up modifying this trade by adding, let me narrow this down here or show my screen here, by adding this big put spread, this big short call spread up here. So when I added that big short call spread, I took in enough extra money in putting that trade on that essentially took out any downside risk whatsoever in this trade. So our market has totally pulled back. If I had not made that move, I would be down significantly in this trade. I would be down to almost a max loss of about $130. But because I managed this trade, I added in this short call spread. I basically eliminated my downside risk. Now, I can even take this one step further if I were to want to. Right now, my short long call here at 30 has virtually no value to it, 6 cents in value. Excuse me, this is my short call, has 6 cents in value. I sold this for $1.55, so I can make about $100 by closing that out at this point. This long call is going to have even less, so it's going to have 3 cents in value. So what I am going to propose doing here is I'm going to sell to close this particular trade, and I won't get 7 cents on this, so I'm going to say I'm going to get 3 cents, and we'll sell that to close. And on this one, I'm going to buy it back. So let's just say I have to buy it back for the full 7 cents. I have to pay that bid-ask spread. So I've closed that. Again, I still have no downside risk. But looking at my chart, maybe I want to make one more modification to this trade. Maybe I think it's unlikely now that we're going to get above 27. Okay, I can come in yet and sell yet another call spread here. So I can come in and I can add a position, and I'm going to sell a call, and I'm going to sell that at 27. But again, I don't want this massive risk here. Now I can look at this and see I'm probably not going to get anything at 27. I think we already know that, yeah, I'm going to get 12, 13 cents. Maybe I even want to come a little lower on this. Maybe I want to come down to 25, okay? And then I don't want this unlimited risk here, so I need to buy something that is going to protect me to the upside. So let me come in, and I'm going to add now a long call. Let's see, buy call. And that buying a call, maybe I'll do that right around the 27 range here as well, somewhere in that general vicinity, something like that. And, as I'm looking at this, that really isn't going to get me much of any money because this is selling all the way down at $28 right now. So the bottom line, at $18, selling all the way down at $18 right now. So there really isn't anything that I'm going to pick up by doing this. But this is the exercise that I go through on these trades. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'm simply going to exclude this one again. I'm going to exclude, actually not exclude. I don't even want to exclude. I just want to remove it. No sense in confusing the situation here. Remove this one. So, I could close out this trade this morning for a very small gain, or I could leave this trade open, knowing that it's going to expire later this week, and see if it gets a run up back into this area. But the key takeaway here, what I wanted everyone to notice, was that there is no more risk of loss in this trade. And the reason that happened is because I was watching the position, and I sold this call spread at a reasonable time that brought in extra money that eliminated all of my risk. So that's really the takeaway here that I wanted to share with everyone. At this point, I can just let this trade sit. I don't really need to do anything more with it. And I can save this trade, and I will save it as and give me the date here, the 1/16/24, removed short call spread, and no more risk anywhere of loss in this trade. So that's just kind of a little bit of maybe a little bit of an educational lesson in how to manage through a trade when you have opportune moments to do so. So that's it for now, everyone. Take care.